fight back.
What do we want? Contract. When do you want it? Right now. What do we want?
Contract.
When do you want it?
Right now.
What do you want?
Contract.
Said when do you want it?
Right now.
Said what do you want?
Contract.
Said when do you want it?
Right now.
Said what do you want?
Contract.
Said when do you want it?
Right now.
Said what do you want?
Contract.
Said when do you want it?
Right now.
Said what do you want?
Contract.
Said when do you want it?
Right
I
now.
said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said up with the union, yeah, yeah. Down with the boss, red bones, up with the union, yeah, yeah. Down with the boss, red bones,
Yeah, go back that way. Back that way.
all right.
Keep on
Up
going.
with the union,
Yeah, go.
down with the boss, red.
Yeah.
I said up with the union, yeah, yeah. Down with the bosses, boom, boom. Up with the union. I said down with the bosses. I said up with the union. I said down with the bosses.
Hey, with the bombing.
Boom, boom. I said up with the union. I said down with the bosses. I said up with the union. I said down with the bosses. I said up with the union. I said down with the bosses. I said up with the union. I said down with the bosses. I said up with the workers. I said down with the bosses. I said what do we want? Contract. I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it? You hear me now? I said what do you want? I said when do you want it? I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want? Turn around. I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want? Come on.
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what's this about? Take shit there. What's this about?
Patient care.
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 What do we want?
Contract.
Said when do you want it?
Right now.
Said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right
I
now.
said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
Put some pep in y'all step dance with. Y'all feel my beat. Feel my beat.
Yeah.
What do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
I said what do you want?
Contract.
I said when do you want it?
Right now.
They say cut back, we say fight back. They say cut back, we say
fight back.
They say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say fight back.
they say cut back,
We say
no more. We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We are healthcare workers fighting back. We're healthcare workers fighting back. We're healthcare workers
Fighting back.
We're healthcare workers.
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 Fighting back.
When the union is under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Under attack, what do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Janus is under attack, what do you do?
Stand up, fight back.
When Janus is under attack,
Stand up, fight back.
y'all gotta help me sing this song. $5. $5. $5 fine. Who will be $5? I think about you the best I need. How y'all feeling? Freedom on the street, y'all. Freedom on the street. That's what I'm talking about. All right. All right. I said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Right now.
I said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Right now.
I said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Right now.
Santa Cruz, can't you see? This is a healthcare emergency. Santa Cruz, can't you see?
This is a healthcare emergency.
Santa Cruz, can't you see?
This is a healthcare emergency.
Santa Cruz, can't you see?
This is a healthcare emergency.
Santa Cruz, can't you see?
This is a healthcare emergency. This is a healthcare emergency.
Santa Cruz, can't you see?
This is a healthcare emergency.
Santa Cruz, can't you see?
This is a healthcare emergency.
Santa Cruz, can't you see?
This is a healthcare emergency.
I said, what do you want? I
Contract.
said, when do you want it?
Right
I
now.
said, what do you want? I
Contract.
said, when do you want it?
Right
I
now.
said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Right
I
now.
said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Right now.
I said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Right now.
I said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Right now.
I said, what's this about?
Contract.
What's this about?
Patient care.
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 We're fired up.
Fired up.
We're 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 fired up.
Can't take it no more.
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 I said, what's this about?
Contract.
I said, what's this about?
Patient care.
That's all right. Contract and taking care is fine. Yeah, baby. Y'all give me some love out here in Santa Cruz. Say groove, me, baby. Groove, me, baby. Give me 1, 2.
1, 2,
Give me 3, some.
3, 4, 5, 6.
visit this wonderful, beautiful city in the Bay Area called Santa Cruz. All right, now, they insulted us. Now, look at him. How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling, Santa Cruz? Janus, how y'all feeling? Yeah, now. I said, what do we want? I said, what do we want? Contract. 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 I said, when do you want it? Right now. I said, when do you want it? Right now. I said, when do you want it? Right now. I said, when do you want it? Right now. I said, what do we want? Contract. I said, what do we want? Right now. I said, what do we want? Contract. I said, when do you want it? Right now. I said, what do you want? Contract. I said, what do you want? Contract. I said, what do you want? Contract. Janus on the street. Janus on the street. Who's on strike? Janus on strike. Who's gonna win? Janus gonna win. Who's on strike? Janus on the strike. Who's on the street? Janus on the street. Who's gonna win? Janus gonna win. Who's gonna win? Janus gonna win. Who's gonna win? Janus gonna win. Then who's on the street? Janus on the street. Whose clients are those? Are clients. Yep, y'all know. Now let me look at this. They don't care if
somebody wearing a red shirt with a sign.
Healthcare workers fighting back. Healthcare workers fighting back. With counselors fighting back.
Nick.
I'm Nora.
We got staff fighting back.
After I make
We got staff fighting back.
Yeah, that's the government. We're healthcare workers fighting back.
Healthcare workers fighting back.
Counselors fighting back.
Counselors fighting back.
Everybody say woosah!
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 Give me 31%! Woosah!
Woosah!
Woosah, baby!
Woosah! What do we want? Contract!
I said, what do we want?
Contract!
I said, what do we want?
Contract! Right now! Contract! Contract! Right now!
I said, what do you want?
Contract!
I said, what do you want?
Contract!
I said, when do you want it?
Right now!
I said, what do you want?
Contract!
I said, what do you want?
Contract!
I said, when do you want it?
Right now!
They say, cut back, we say,
We say fight back!
they say, cut back,
We say fight back! Hell no! We say hell no!
they say no race,
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 We say hell no!
they say no race.
We say hell no!
What do you want?
Contract!
How about $1 then a 1%? No one to see on a dollar. We want a living wage. What do you want? 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 Living wage. What do we want? Living wage. What do we want? What do we want? Living wage. 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 I said the windmill on there. Right now. 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 I said what do you want? Living wage. What do you want? Living wage. Living wage. What do you want? Living wage. What do you want? Living wage. I said 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 when do you want it? Right now. I said when do you want it? Right now. I said what do you want? Living wage. I said what do you want? I said what do you want? Living wage. I said what do you want? Living wage. I said what do you want? Living wage. I said what do you want?
Are you going to try to get an interview with some people? Or?
Yes, I'm interviewing. I said when do you want it? I said when do you want it? Right now. What do you want? Living wage. What do you want? Living wage. I don't want to even get exactly what you're all about.
Hey, give us a horn! Give us a horn!
Okay.
We say fight back.
Sorry.
We say fight back.
All right.
We say fight back.
Are you ready? Yeah. Okay.
Give us a horn!
Your first and last name.
Yeah.
My first name is
Yeah, gotta support fair wages.
And your last name?
Val.
Val.
Ricky is the first name.
R-I-C-K-I. Okay, cool. I like that spelling. So how long have you worked at Janus?
I worked here for 14 years, and then I left, and I came back, and now I'm working here for 6 years.
Wow. And what do you do?
Oh, you can't go. No.
Sorry.
And what do you do?
I'm a counselor at the community clinic.
Okay. Okay, cool. So not this exact location.
But same thing.
Same thing. Okay, cool. Back to this up just a tad. Sorry. You stay right there. And why was it so important for you to participate in this?
Well, I they got so much people in a wage here. And if I had to work just my hours and pay my bills and everything,
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people,
so I just sort of feel like it's
people don't
just
stop.
time for us to
Ain't
be
no
getting
power like
better
the power
pay
of
so
the
we
people,
can live
because
in
the
our
power of the
community.
people don't stop.
And
Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the
that
power of the people don't
the
stop.
board inside is going to hear from all this.
I hope that they just take us into their books in their hands and let us understand how hard we work in our jobs, and that they understand that we're to be a part of us and away from us.
Why have you thought about this voting on this nomination to get another job? What makes Janus so special?
Because it saved my life. I was in treatment here in 1990, and it completely saved and turned my life around. And I owe it to Janus. I love Janus deeply. And I love people, and I love doing what I do. It's a very important job. But it's just really sad that the powers that we can't see allow us to have a wage where we can live here and be active and pay our bills.
Anything else you like that?
No, just
Yeah, I know.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Nice meeting you.
nice meeting you.
Say what?
Ain't no power like the power of the
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what?
Have y'all ever heard this about here?
Let's hear it, man.
No justice, no peace. 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 No contract, 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 no peace. Is it Janus or Janus? Janus, Janus, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Janus, Janus, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Janus, Janus, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Janus, Janus, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Janus, Janus, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Janus, Janus, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
Janus, Janus, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
I think I'm doing it. Oh, here we go. Janus, Janus, you can't hide. We can see your greedy side. Janus, Janus, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
Janus, Janus, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
Janus, Janus, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
Janus, Janus, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
Janus, Janus, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
Janus, Janus, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
Janus, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
Janus, Janus, you can't hide.
We can see your greedy side.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract. Right now.
Right now.
Contract. Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
Contract.
Contract.
Right now.
Right now.
All right, let's try another one. This is one of my favorites. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people won't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people won't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people won't stop. What? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people won't stop. What? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people won't stop. What? Ain't no power like the power of the people, because the power of the people won't stop. All right. Let's try another one. This one's off the chant sheet, so blame me. But I heard it somewhere. I believe that we will win. 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 Keep it on your own. Will win. I believe that we 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 will win.
All over the place.
I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win. I believe that we will win.
United will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. Come on now, let me hear you. Never be defeated. A little louder. United will never be defeated. The people 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 united will never be defeated.
Alright, got another one for you. You may not have heard this one. It goes like this. 1. We are the people. 2. A little bit louder. 3. We want justice for Janus workers. 1. We are the people. 2. A little bit louder. 3. We want justice for Janus workers. 1. A little louder. Come on now. 1. We are the people. 2. A little bit louder. 3. We want justice for Janus workers. 1. We are the people. 2. A little louder. 3. We want justice for Janus workers. 1. We are the people. 2. A little bit louder. 3. We want justice for Janus workers. 1. We are the people. 2. A little bit louder. 3. We want justice for Janus workers. Let's do it right now. All right, everybody. I think this looks like a good stage. Justin. All right, everybody. We've got a number of supporters in the community, elected officials, unions, students. Most importantly, the Janus workers that are out here who have been fighting for years after overwhelmingly voting to unionize because of poverty wages. To put it lightly, inadequate benefits, the lack of a grievance procedure, and a workplace built on fear, intimidation, and high turnover. These workers in this community need Janus to work, which means a living wage to make this a job that people can stay for, that can make a difference in this community. And this community, more than any other, needs what these workers are doing. So it's great to stand with you and to stand with them and continue this fight for a fair contract, for a living wage, for health care benefits for healthcare workers, for the right to a voice on the job, and to demand justice and make a good change. So before we get started, we're going to have a rally here. And I'm going to drink some water before I talk too much more. But let's come. We've got a stage.
Everybody come on down.
Come on down. We're going to get started. But first, our first speakers today, you're going to hear from County Supervisor Leopold and City Councilwoman Sandy Brown and many of our other sisters and brothers out in the community. But first, and I hope they're here, I want to welcome up Matt Van Nuys, who's been a leader from the start. Many of you have read about Matt. He's got to go back to work. I want to give him the bullhorn first. I'm stalling for you, Matt. So come on down. And I also want to see if Jamie might be able to join us up here at the microphone. I know she's got to go back. Both are dedicated members of the bargaining committee. Why don't we actually invite maybe Supervisor Leopold, if you want to come up and maybe get us started off if you're still here, and then we'll get Matt back.
He's right in front of you.
There we go. I'm hiding.
All right.
Hold on to the
Yeah. Hey, John.
Good afternoon. Thanks for coming out to support Janus workers. My name is John Leopold. I have the great fortune of representing this area on the Santa Cruz County Board of Supervisors, and I'm here in support of the workers who do so much for our community. The County of Santa Cruz, the citizens of Santa Cruz have been saying, we want you, County of Santa Cruz, to do more to help people who are suffering from addiction, to meet the needs that are out there, to provide services. And our County Board of Supervisors has provided money, and one of our largest contracts is with Janus to provide substance use disorder services. We need Janus to have well-paid staff with benefits who stay here a long time, who can help people break their addiction and be contributing members of our community. We need that here. When the union came to me a year ago and said we need more money, the County of Santa Cruz found ways to get most more money for Janus if they were interested in applying for the funds. It took a while. I contacted members of the board of directors. They finally agreed to participate, but they don't appear to be interested in sharing it with the people who work here. We've got to
to the CEO and the employer.
We have to stand together, to stand with the Janus workers, to ensure that they have a good first contract, that they get paid well, that they have good benefits, and they get recognized as their representatives and get that first contract. It is incredibly important for not only the people who work here, but for the entire community, because a well-staffed, well-run Janus program will help our entire community as we deal with the issues of drug addiction and other substance use disorder issues here in our county.
Yeah. Here.
Right. So let's hear it for the workers here at Janus. They're doing the hard work. And let's hear it for Supervisor Leopold for making strong support so that we can improve Santa Cruz County and build a healthy community. So the man of the hour, off camera now, want to turn it over to Mr. Matt Van Nuys. Talk long enough so I can go get water.
Gosh, I've never actually spoken through one of these. I feel super powerful right now. Bear with me, I choked on a piece of egg, which is currently residing in the bottom of my lungs, so it's talking is difficult. But I'm just really happy so many people showed up here today. I want to thank all of you for participating in this and being a part of it.
Talk directly into it. Put your mouth practically on it.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. So, I I just want to thank everybody who showed up here today and for supporting us in our journey towards getting a contract that respects the people who are doing the work for them here. Okay, so, you know, those of us who do this kind of work do it because it's a passion for us. We don't do it for the money, right? We do it because it's the work that we were born to do, because many of us, like myself, have been out there. I was on the streets of Santa Cruz. I was homeless for 3 years. I was a drug addict. I was causing problems and costing the county money and endangering my life and hurting the people I loved. When I got into recovery, I decided I wanted to give back. You know, I wanted to pay it forward and help the very community that I love so much repair its wounds. So that's why I do this work. At the same time, I'm homeless right now with a 7-month-old baby. I have my first child that I've had with my partner of 20 years. We had our first child, a 7.5-month-old baby, and I am homeless. We're homeless living in an RV, okay? It's the size of a van. And the idea that Janus wouldn't value what we do, you know, for an organization which places so much emphasis on having clients value their own well-being, it would be nice to see Janus value the well-being of those of us who do that work for them. So I just want to thank everybody for showing up here. I'm not sure really what else to say. You know, the wage proposals that we're asking for are not unreasonable. Supervisor Leopold mentioned that, right? They would actually come out to, I think, $350,000 to do the wage proposal we're asking for, and track down to $500,000, right? So, and then the fact that they would tell us that they're not going to accept that, and then turn around and accept that behind our backs and not tell us, and then try to lock us into a year-long contract from July to July with a 1% raise when that funding comes available in January, that feels really duplicitous to me.
Yeah.
So I don't want to believe that that's the kind of place Janus is, or that the people that run this place are like that, and I invite them to come back to the table to bargain in good faith with us, because nothing but good things will happen if they do that. So thank you.
Thank you, Matt, and thank you for allowing me the time to get some water. Hopefully I won't be so raspy. We've got a lot of folks to hear from today, so let's just keep on going. I want to invite up Santa Cruz City Council person Sandy Brown to say a few words.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me? Is this working? Hi, everybody. Closer to it. Okay, I gotta get this out of my way. So I'm here today because, like you all, I support the Janus workers in their struggle for a fair contract. Some of you know that I have been involved in labor and community organizing in this community for almost 30 years now. And I can tell you that in all of those years, this is by far the most egregious anti-worker campaign that I have experienced locally. And I've been all over the world and seen union busting in other countries. This is very close to what I see in a lot of the world. It is unbelievable what these workers have experienced when they told me this is not just about wages. The wages that they are working for are unlivable. We know this. But it's also about working conditions, training. They are working with a community that needs critical services. We know that these are critical services that the community needs. The city of Santa Cruz, the whole community. And we know that the organization can afford to pay a living wage to these workers. We do not understand why management has refused to even consider the modest wage increases that workers are asking for. It is unbelievable. We also know that the organization, that management relies on the fact that workers who do this work are very committed to the work they do. And they believe in the importance of it. They believe that helping other people achieve sobriety and work through their addiction is a critical service. It's something that our community is demanding more of. We don't have enough services. Why would we treat the workers who are willing to do this work in this way? It is unbelievable. I will be here. I hope you will all be here to fight for a fair contract with these workers all the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. It's wonderful to see the strong support the Janus workers have from the city and from the county. And a lot of times, I've worked on a lot of campaigns, companies like Janus and others will try to act as if workers in the community aren't all together because the entire community is affected. This isn't just affecting what's happening here at Janus of Santa Cruz. The entire community is at stake. And we've got, it's wonderful to be here with so many union sisters and brothers representing workers across this community. And so I want to have a few of them come up. I'm going to start with Mr. James Sandoval here, the general chairperson. Yeah, that's right. We've been getting honks all day. Smart Local 23. They're fighting hard, getting you all around town, the transit workers, and yeah, glad to be part of a strong labor movement with them. James. Oh, he brought his own bullhorn.
As he told you, I'm James Sandoval. We represent the Metro bus operators, Transit, and Liftline. And we want to let you guys know that we are here for you and we are here with you. Yeah. You guys deserve livable wages and a fair contract in order to be able to live in this county and to provide service for our community. If Janus truly cares about the most vulnerable members of our community, then they'll do the right thing. What you guys do day in and day out is extremely commendable and an essential service to our community. As transit operators, we have a good understanding of the type of people you're working with, and we know it's not easy. We must now fight together.
Right.
In order to make sure that you guys get a contract from Janus, we must stand together. Thank you.
Thank you, James. And yeah, we've got to be ready to stand with them. As well as they work to negotiate a fair contract this summer. I want to also, one of the exciting things about healthcare worker organizing is that there's such a long tradition within hospital workers, and there's no one who's more known and more strong for organizing and showing the healthcare industry how business is done than the nurses.
That's right.
And I know we've got a number here, but I want to invite up Jennifer Holm to talk with the California Nurses Association and National Nurses United. All right, here you go.
All right.
Good afternoon.
Hey, hey. Hey.
So
You got to get right up there.
okay, how's that? All right, so again, I'm Jennifer Holm. I am a neonatal intensive care unit nurse. I work at Watsonville Community Hospital. I know the work that you do. I'm the nurse who takes care of babies born to moms who are struggling, you know, on the road to recovery. I have seen in their faces the hope they have when they know that there's a pathway and they can be supported in being the parent they always dreamed that they wanted to be, but didn't know how to get there. You build that bridge to recovery, and I honor the work that you do. I'm going to use the analogy of the oxygen mask, you know, because when you're on the plane, you got to put your own oxygen mask on first. You already have the oxygen mask. You know, you have the knowledge, you have the power, you have the drive. You are inspired by the work that you do. All that you are asking for in your contract is to be hooked up to the oxygen tank. That's it. Nothing more than, you know, fair and livable wages. And, you know, fight on, my brothers and sisters, and, you know, solidarity, because this is how we care for our community, our patients and clients. Thank you.
Wonderful, and so I want to now invite up, as many of you know, all these unions, we are all together. And there are tens of thousands of union members throughout the Monterey Bay area, throughout California, and we all stand together. And one of the ways that we work together is through Central Labor Councils. So I'm proud to bring up Glenn Schaller, who's with the Monterey Bay Central Labor Council, of which all the unions, I think we all met at Central Labor Council meetings, all the speakers up there, or on the picket line with AFSCME in the case of Supervisor Leopold and Councilwoman Brown. So I want to bring up Mr. Glenn Schaller, and he may subject other people to this, but I'll leave it up to him.
Thank you.
When we fight,
we win.
When we fight,
we win.
The Monterey Bay Central Labor Council, AFL-CIO,
has 80 unions, about 38,000 folks, of which many unions are represented here today, and we'll hear in a moment from folks from other unions. I personally am a member of Teamsters Local 912 out of Watsonville. When you work at the Labor Council, you have a union contract, and I can tell you the hardest people to negotiate with are not the bosses here, but my bosses who are always on the other side of the table. But in this case, the work that happens here at Janus, as you've heard already, is remarkably important. I worked as a childcare teacher almost 30 years, and the subsidy that our nonprofit folks provide by having low wages is what keeps this kind of work going. The partnership that can happen between employers and employees is what's lost in a situation like this. So working on a first contract is a righteous act. We're going to stick with NUHW right through the time we get that first contract. We're going to hold these people accountable. We're going to insist that our friends that help fund Janus step up. And again, I say, when we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. And I want to introduce to you Jeffrey Smedberg, the Executive Vice President of the Monterey Bay Central Labor Council and a retiree from SCIU 521.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters in the labor movement. As Glenn mentioned, the Central Labor Council is the union of unions. 38,000 members here in the Central Coast region. The Central Labor Council focuses on three things: organizing, solidarity, and politics. In organizing, you NUHW workers here at Janus are organizing, so of course we're going to be supporting you in your organizing. Solidarity means when an injury to one is an injury to all. When you have an issue, when you're fighting with your employer, we're going to turn out our members. We're going to let them all know about your struggle. Turn them out. And politics, turns out that who's sitting in the seats of elected office have a lot to do with how our daily lives go and how our conditions are at home and at work. And we're proud to have endorsed and helped elect both John Leopold and Sandy Brown and several other very strong labor supporters in the Monterey Bay region. Another person who may be speaking shortly. So I wanted to say that even though the labor movement is really struggling, we don't have nearly as many union members in our workforce as we did, say, in the 1950s. We're down to about 12% of the workforce is unionized. Even so, the labor movement is still the strongest and most organized voice in this country on behalf of all working people. And so we support things that affect all workers, whether or not they're union members, such as Medicare for all, living wage. So that's all you need to know about the Central Labor Council. You need help, give us a call. And Glenn Schaller, our political coordinator, is right in the thick of it all. Big hand for Glenn Schaller.
So we've got one more union brother here from ASME over at UC Santa Cruz who's going to say a few words, and then we'll be hearing from John Laird.
Hello everybody, my name's Kevin Parks. I'm with ASME 3299. We represent the service workers at UCSC and 25,000 workers around the state. We're in contract negotiations also and having a lot of trouble with that. I just want to let everyone know we support NUHW and all the Janus workers. And we're here in solidarity. Until you get a contract, we'll be out here every time with you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We've got the transit workers, we've got the university workers, we've got the nurses. we've got the Teamsters. You always got to watch out with that. So you can see, so next I want to, and just to warn y'all at DSA and y'all from Worker Solidarity, UC Santa Cruz and Medicare for All, you'll be next. Just to warn you, but first I want to bring up John Laird, who some of you may have heard is running for state senate and has done all sorts of amazing things as a champion for workers and was able to make it over. So John.
Thank you very much. We have a sign right here that says Janus workers on the front line of the opiate epidemic. And I know, as somebody that headed the AIDS service agency here 25 years ago, that we tried to get people into treatment, and our big trouble was having people ready to take them. And so now we have people ready to take them, and we don't have enough slots, and we don't pay them enough. And it's really with the issues of housing here, it is difficult. And so we all have to stand together. And we're hearing all the different brothers and sisters from the different labor locals that are here, but we have to stand together with the different agencies that fund Janus, with the people that are on the board, and let them know that they can't deliver services if they don't pay their people livable wages for the area that is here. And the strength is exactly as Jeff Smedberg said. It is standing together. It is all of us making this our issue. The issue of one group that's disadvantaged is the issue of all of us. So if it involves a state agency trying to fund adequately, hopefully in a year and a half, I will be there and I will be joining this coalition to make sure that we pressure to give enough money to pay adequate wages so people can deliver the services we need and live in a place that they're delivering those services. So I'm with you. Thank you for the work you're doing.
All right. Well, wonderful to hear from everyone. I see Unite here, actually.
That's right.
It's just coming. You want to say a couple words?
Yeah, sure.
I'll just say for everybody, we want to get back on the picket line, but we want to hear support from everybody who's here, and I think there may be another union or two here, so just real quick.
All right. Sergio.
Hi, how are you guys? All right, thank you so much for everyone to be here. You are on the right place. And where is the right place for us? Union Brothers, a group of brothers, sisters, help to support other workers when they suffer. It's what we do, right? It's what we learn. We learn to fight for justice, for fair wages, insurance. We work so hard to take care of our families. These areas are so expensive, not different from Monterrey Bay, where I came from, right? These workers to be treated with dignity and respect and all equal. So, we are here to fight in Solidario Monterrey Bay. Local 483 Hospitality Workers Union support these workers to do the right thing, to fight. And where do we fight? In the street, okay? Se puede! Se puede! Se puede! Sí se puede! Sí se puede! Sí se puede! No yaces, no peace! No yaces, no peace! No yaces, no peace! No yaces, no peace! All right, all right, all right, all right! Monterrey Bay, Santa Cruz, Sea Lion!
Got another job for him once we get back chatting. So I want to ask the rest of the folks I'm going to have to speak if you could all just come up now. I want to invite someone from Santa Cruz DSA, Silicon Valley DSA, Worker Solidarity at UC Santa Cruz. I see a couple of y'all back there, and Medicare for All. So I'll start with Medicare for All, and then we'll go through and we'll get back to picketing. Sound great, everybody?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. I'm loud without this anyway. I'm Sally. I'm retired CNA, RN, and National Nurses United. And Jennifer's already said a lot of things, but I do co-lead the Medicare for All group here in Santa Cruz. And we are working on HR 1384 in the U.S. House of Representatives. because it covers everyone, and it covers vision, dental, mental health, drug detox, all of the services that are required to be healthy. So this goes hand in hand, and we're very, very much in support of Janus. And I just want to say, when you take on one of us, you take on all of us. We take on one of us, you take on all of us.
All right, let's hear it for our friends at the Democratic Socialists of America, who are there. When justice is to be fought for, they are there. It's coming a long way as well, so let's turn it over to them.
Hi folks, I'm Julian with the Democratic Socialists of America, Santa Cruz.
And we are here because we believe in an organized working class. Because we believe in a strong working class. Because we believe in a fighting working class. Because we know that to get good things for workers, to get labor justice, we need to fight. We need to be in the streets. And we need to take it ourselves. We have a lot of our members here. Members from over the hill at Silicon Valley DSA. We have members from our high school group at San Lorenzo Valley High DSA. We have members here from our UC Santa Cruz group. We have community members from our Santa Cruz group. And as long as Janus workers are fighting for a fair contract, Santa Cruz DSA will be fighting alongside them. Thank you.
Sweet. Good.
All right. Hi, my name's Nicole, and I'm from the Silicon Valley DSA. Where you came over to help from San Jose. And here you are.
Closer.
Okay, closer. All right. My name's Nicole. I'm from San Jose. I'm with the Silicon Valley DSA, and we're here to support you. If it comes to a strike, we'll be back. We'll come over the hill again. Julian said most of it, so good job, everyone.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna close out. As we know, this affects the entire community, and it's been wonderful both on the picket lines with ASME and around town to meet some incredible students who play a major role in the fight for workers' rights. So I want to turn it over and let them introduce themselves.
All right. Thank you so much. Hi, I'm Sabina.
Hi, I'm Claire. And we're with the Worker Student Solidarity Coalition at UCSC. USA's Local 501, United Students Against Sweatshop Labor, and we want to thank y'all for the work you're doing, for the time you're taking out today to be visible and show the community that we matter. Thank you.
You did an awesome job.
Thank you.
We're going to be out here with y'all until you get a fair contract. And if y'all wouldn't mind just repeating after me,
alongside and supporting the Janus workers, I do believe that we will win. 1% raise, an increase in the cost of benefits, the lack of a grievance procedure, where Janus upper management has already shown that they aren't fair and that they're retaliating against people for speaking up and exercising their federally protected rights. We will. We've got the labor movement, we've got the students, we've got the community, we've got elected officials, and most importantly, these incredible workers at Janus of Santa Cruz. Let's give them a big hand. And so now, Now, I'm going to get more water, and I'm going to turn this over to my colleague Beverly to get us back chanting and picketing. We've at least doubled in size since the last one, so let's go get them. Beverly, get us started.
I got one and
Start walking. Let's get on this.
Can't take it no more. We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
We're fired up.
Can't take it no more.
I said, what do we want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Now.
I said, what do we want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Now.
I said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Now.
I said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Now.
I said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Now. No peace.
Keep on moving. All right, now let me see where was I at. You did a great job. I tell you what. I said, what do we want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Now.
I said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Right now.
I said, what do you want?
Contract.
I said, when do you want it?
Right now.
No justice. No contract.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No contract.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No contract.
No peace.
They say contract. We say fight back. They say contract.
We say fight back.
They say contract.
We say fight back.
They say contract.
We say fight back.
They say contract.
We say fight back.
Contract.
Fight back.
Contract.
Fight back.
Contract.
Fight back.
They say contract.
Experience to work with your loved ones to provide them quality care.
Well, that brings up the other issues. I understand it's a big turnover here. Is that right? Could you talk about that?
Yeah. Well, personally, where I work, it's a little less than over here. Where I work at, there's less turnover, but here at Janus, I've heard there's been like they've had 8 new people replaced, then a small group of people. We're a little fragmented as far as where we're working at. So as far as the turnover, it's not too bad where I work at. But other parts of Janus, it's
Well, how bad? In terms of turnover, how does that affect your client base? Yeah, the quality of care.
So it's in education for
high turnover really. Yeah, use that question.
Yeah, also then in the education of counseling, they really emphasize the idea of developing rapport with clients, and that when there's a high turnover, it makes it so there's not that rapport that's developed. So say you get to know a therapist or a counselor for a few months and they split because they can find something better somewhere else. The idea of increasing wages is keeping people around so that they can develop that rapport that's so important to be able to work with people. I mean, are you going to listen to somebody who you've just known for a few months, or are you going to take to heart someone you've known for a year?
Okay, well, thank you. That was great. Thank you. Let me get this up.
Yeah.
it was going to take that long. Data gathering they needed to present to the county board so they can get the money, whatever process that is. But still, in 2020, if we sign to that 1% now, that means we're going to be in that 1% contract till May 30th. They're going to get the money early January, early 2020. We're going to have 5 months, 6 months to get rid of that money and say, hey, we couldn't give it to you guys.
Right, yeah. All right, yeah, I'll think about that question. Anything else you want me to know?
No, that's great.
Yeah, all right, thanks a lot. How do you spell your name?
EDGAR.
What's your last name?
Fuerte, FUERTE.
All right, awesome. Thanks a lot. Nice to meet you. Likewise.
Everywhere we go, hope you wanna know who you are. So we tell them, we are the union, a fighting union, a justice union, a never die union. We are the union. We are the union. We are the union. We are the union. What do we want? I said, when do you want it? I said, what do you want? I said, when do you want it? I said, what do you want? I said, when do you want it? I said, what do you want? I said, when do you want it? I said, what do you want? I said, what do you want? I said, what do you want? I said, when do you want it? 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 What's that one we were biking? We are the people. Where high go? See, I forgot. Come on.
We're power of the people because the power of the people don't stop.
Say it again.
Yeah. Right.
We are.
Ain't no power like the power.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people. Say what? Like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people won't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? We're fired up, can't take it no more. 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 We're fired up, can't take it say fight back. They say cut back. We 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 say fight back. Cut back. Fight back. Cut back. Fight back. Cut back. Fight back. Cut back. Fight back. They say cut back. We say 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 fight back. No justice. No peace. No police. No peace. What you say there?
We said fuck the police.
It's no justice, no peace, fuck the police.
Oh, no justice, no police. Yes, fuck the police. I'm gonna give this to you. You want this? Come on, baby. Come on, I got somebody to rock with.
No justice.
No peace.
Fuck the police. No justice.
No peace.
Fuck the police. Say with me. No justice. No peace. Fuck the police. 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 No justice. No peace. Fuck the police.
All right, y'all ready for that youngster right there?
Not in the
That's y'all future. Y'all better come on and get with it.
Up with the workers,
Up
down
with the workers, down with the bosses.
Up with the workers,
down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers, down with the bosses. Up with the workers,
Wait to the county board supervisor.
We always have